Hello and good morning. Welcome to today's webinar, Rapid Oracle Business Intelligence Applications, or OBI, as some of you might know, and implementation using Oracle Business Accelerators. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Bijal Shah, Marketing and Trade Show Executive here at Jade Global. I'd like to introduce Ravi Potneru again. Ravi is one of our Senior BI Consulting Managers here at Jade Global. Ravi has over 10 years of experience in Oracle Business Intelligence Solutions and has acted as lead in many of Jade Global's major BI projects. And again, I'm Bijal Shah, Marketing and Trade Show Executive here at Jade Global and your moderator for today's webinar. I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Ravi now, who will tell you a little bit more about Jade, review the agenda, and continue on with the presentation. Thank you, Ravi.
Thanks, Bijal. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ravi Potneru. I'm the Senior Consulting Manager here at Jade Global. I have over 10 years of experience implementing BI solutions for eBusiness Suite. That includes Discoverer, DBI, Oracle Reports, XML Publisher, BI Publisher, OBI EE, and BI Apps. So today we're going to talk about how to implement or the challenges associated with implementing BI apps, how Oracle Business Accelerator can help in accelerating the process, the advantages and disadvantages. The agenda for today's topic is what is BI apps, what are the typical challenges implementing BI apps, why it is so, what is the complex involved, why it is so complex, what we can do to make sure any BI apps implementation a successful implementation and rapidly implementing without getting into cost overruns. So we will talk about the approaches, the conventional approach that we generally follow, what how OBA can help us in accelerating the process. And then finally we'll talk about what Jade can provide in the BI services space. Okay. So deployment challenges. There are multiple ways of addressing a problem. There is a conventional approach. We can use some tools to implement. But before we get into the challenges, let us see what is BI apps. It is a pre-packaged analytic solution for ERP systems. The ERP system could be Oracle, PeopleSoft, Siebel, SAP, anything. The BI apps will provide you insight into what is happening in your ERP and your CRM applications. It is easy to adopt and extend. If you have any other systems to be integrated, you can use the same tech stack and you can extend the existing BI footprint with your custom content as well. It provides a tight integration with OLTP system. The integration, when I say OLTP system, primarily the BI apps designed and developed by Oracle. Tight integration happens with Oracle eBusiness Suite. What it means is if you are viewing a BI dashboard, an executive is viewing a BI dashboard, for example, he sees a hold on a key customer invoice or a key customer shipment, he can, if he wants to release a hold on that, you can take an action on that. From BI dashboard, you can take an action which will take you to the source system, and he or she can release a hold on that. That is what the tight integration with OLTP means. And it works with your existing IT environment. So the complexity here, we are talking about primarily Oracle ERP systems. There are so many modules, those modules work together, and then on top of that we have OBI EE tech stack. OBI EE tech stack involves your data warehouse, your Informatica, which does the heavy lifting of data from your various source systems into your data warehouse, and the DAC, which continuously monitors what is happening with your loads. If there is a fail, how to recover from the failure. And on top of that, we have a repository and presentation catalog, which will give you insight into your business in terms of like BI dashboards and reports. Okay, so typically what challenge that comes to the implementation manager's mind? Things like big bang versus phase. Should I start everything in one shot, or should I go with a phased manner? Should I build or should I buy something and then start building on top of it? what is the complexity involved, complexity associated with the source systems, complexity associated with your data warehouse technology. These are the various challenges that comes to implementer's mind. Once you implement, how do you maintain it? You need to be make it up and running all the time so that users can go and see the reports 24/7. Keeping it up and running all the time is another challenge. Now, so we talked about complexities. As I said, with e-business suite itself is a complex solution. On top of that, you have OBI EE tech stack, which includes WebLogic, OBA server, Informatica, DAC, client tools, etc. In order to maintain all this, implement or maintain, you need the skilled resources. And again, at the same time, these various tasks need to talk to each other. When we say talk to each other, meaning when you're running a load, if something fails, when you restart, it should start from the point of failure rather than going backwards or forward. And also, since there are various components involved, you need to make sure all of them are on a certified versions. If you can't take one version higher than what is certified, then the whole system will break. And you have challenges associated with backup and recovery, and you need skill set needed, highly skilled resources needed to implement or maintain systems. So what is the key takeaway we're trying to impress upon here is you need an experienced BI, specialized and certified partner who can make all the difference in implementing a BI application project successfully. So what is OBA? We are going to, what we're talking about. OBA is Oracle Business Accelerator. It helps you in accelerating your implementation process. Before we look into how it helps in accelerating the process, we need to understand what it takes to implement BI apps and what resources needs to be involved in implementing Oracle BI apps. So Oracle Business Accelerator, it's a cloud-based solution, and I'm very happy to announce that Jade Global is a certified Oracle Business Accelerator implementation partner for Oracle. It is a very powerful, easy to use, rapid implementation tool. As we go along, I can correlate between what a conventional model and what a OBA model can help, and what is the difference between these two models. It provides a very structured approach to implementing so that there is no scope for failure in the implementation project. Okay. And it's all web-based. There are tools provided by Oracle to implement this BI apps using the business analytics. Okay. Now, let us look at a typical life cycle of OBA. We have scoping and confirmation initially. We sit together, the managers need to decide what the scope, what dashboards you want to implement. And once you get confirmation on what we want to implement, then the project preparation starts. Project installation, data collection, not the transaction data, but the configuration data from your source system so that it can be put into the OBI apps so that relevant information gets extracted from your source systems. And finally, you configure your Informatica and DAC. So if you look at this whole life cycle, everything marked under red square is what there is a project manager gets involved in this whole process who knows what needs to be done step by step in order to implement any given dashboard. And you will have business analysts get involved who understands the business requirement, who understand how the e-business suite is configured or how the e-business suite behaves for different configurations. And you have a DBA who installs various components of BI apps. And finally, you have a technical architect who goes and configures BI apps in your environment. So we are talking about a project manager, a DBA, a systems analyst, and a technical architect. So if you look into most of these tasks, some of these, if you take an experienced business analyst or a project manager who have done 2 or 3 implementations, yeah, they have a checklist of things to be done, A, B, C, D in the same sequence. So what Oracle did, they took this knowledge, they put it on web, and then that is what is OBI apps. There is a knowledge that is captured, best practices captured, kept into a cloud solution. So, so that will simplify the task of your project manager, your business analyst, your technical architect. Unfortunately, there is no shortcut for DBS, but these 3 can be taken care of. So as we go along, we will see how what BI Oracle Business Analytics will help for how it can help for project manager, how it can help for business analyst, how it can help for a technical architect working on the solution. Okay, so if you look at this is how a typical BI apps implementation, the task that needs to be done. There are some tasks that needs to be done on the premise at a client location. There are some tasks that can be done offline or online, in the sense on Oracle Cloud solution. So since it is a tax season, I want to draw a similarity between the way we file taxes versus the way we implement business analytics using Accelerator. So if you look at, if you want to file your taxes today, the one thing we can do is we can go to irs.gov, download the forms. Each instructions were clearly given on that form. You can keep on filling what your earnings are, what your deductions are. Finally, you know what your liabilities are, how much you're going to get back from government. So the next step to it is you can go ahead and buy a TurboTax off the shelf from Fry's or Best Buy. Come back, sit, and it will ask you a sequence of questions. You keep answering each and every question. So by doing so, what happens? There are sections which are not relevant. Say, for example, a person married with two kids, an unmarried guy. So the tax liabilities or tax sections that are applicable for each are different. So when you open a TurboTax, you start entering information. If you're unmarried, it will not ask you questions related to marriage or number of kids. So that way you are guided to your target, and finally at the end of it, you know what you've entered. It will show you, this is what you told me, this is your name, Social Security, you have no, you're not married, no kids. So this is your gross income, net income. Finally, this is what you need to do. And either you print it, post it, and print it and post it, or file it, e-filing. So similarly, the same approach, if you correlate it to Business Accelerator, what Business Accelerator is providing you is when you start your project, you enter your what you want to implement. Then the Accelerator will tell you, okay, if you want to implement A, B, C, this is what your project plan looks like. This is what you need to do. This is what the data you need to extract from your source system to configure your analytics application. And this is what steps you need to do to configure your DAX. So the next slide we will talk about these various tasks that are involved in implementing BI apps using Accelerator, how the Accelerator helps. In this diagram, if you see, the first task is to download the software. Once you download the software, the second task is to establish links between your source system and your data warehouse. Once you establish this link, then the third task is to go onto Oracle eCloud solution where the business Accelerator is available, and specify what you wanted to implement really at your location. Once you do that, at the end of it, this OBA will give you your project plan, what you need to do, how to extract data from your source system to configure your analytics, and finally how to configure your DAX. At the end of that, you're up and running. You can run your ETLs, done. So that is as simple as that. Now, I'll get into more details. Oracle provides a 12-step implementation method for implementing BI apps using OBA. The first is a pre-project task where you define your scope. You, if you're the vendor, we bid for the project and you give us acceptance, we continue. Or if you are the IT manager, you go to your management and then get their approvals and get funding. Once that is done, this Business Accelerator piece starts. You download the software, install it. you collect the data that is relevant for your implementation. In other words, we will talk about what the data is going to be in the sense if you are implementing financials, what are your setup books, what segments you have, what flex field values each segment is using, and once you have an actual account, how do you define group accounts and financial statement accounts for that. So this is the data that business analysts can do. Once you do that, you go to Business Accelerator and create a project workspace, and you feed in that information. And finally, Oracle will give you, okay, in order to implement these with your the set of information you provided, these are the tasks you need to perform. It will also give you an utility to extract data from your source system. Again, it's not transaction data, but the configuration data that is needed for configuring your BI analytics. And there is a utility called data extraction utility, which if you run it, it will extract the data. Okay. And finally, using all those things, you can configure your BI apps. Once your configuration is done, that accelerator part is done. The remaining one is if you have any additional dashboard report requirements, you can go ahead and implement those. Okay. So I will. So initially, at my beginning of the presentation, I told you the various roles: the project manager role, the business analyst role, and the technical architect role, and how Accelerator supplements to each these individuals' knowledge in the coming slides. Okay. So what are the OBA components? OBA gives you a configuration tool. Again, it's a cloud-based tool. You go online, enter your specifications. It will give you the many details. And there is a data capture utility. So, as I said, in a conventional approach, an experienced IT architect will have all his scripts ready, and when he goes to a client page, he takes out those scripts to start running it. What if he misses those files, or if he's a new? So this is a very standard knowledge. That is what Oracle is giving us, a data capture utility. Based on what you configure in your configuration tool, it will give you all the scripts that needs to be run on your source system to extract your metadata and put it into your BI apps, Informatica location or DAC configurations. So that is it is an automated, fully automated tool. There is no manual intervention in the data capture process. The next one is a project plan. We talked about the overall project life cycle, the importance of a project manager. So here, Oracle BI Analytics is Accelerator is giving you a detailed project plan. If you want to implement ABC, this is what your project plan is going to be. I'll show you a sample project plan in the coming slide. So that way, OBA is helping a project manager. And using the data capture, OBA is helping an IT architect. And using a configuration tool, OBA is helping a business analyst to put relevant questions and get what exactly needs to be done in an implementation. So at the end of it, OBA will give you configuration instruction document. It will give you data extraction utility, and it will give you post-project review. Once everything is done, what all checklists you need to go and verify before you say you're going live. Okay, and we'll talk about post-OBA activities. Coming to configuration tool, this is what is going to help a business analyst who is going to work on OBI apps implementation. The configuration tool, you log into accelerator.oracle.com, you feed in what subject areas you want to implement, what functionalities you want to implement, and your configuration. We will look into what configuration you need to put into in a typical financial implementation. So once you enter into the configuration tool, this tool will give you a project plan. This project plan will tell you when you should start running your extraction utility, what steps you need to do in your Informatica, what steps you need to perform on your DAC, and in between the checkpoint mid-project reviews in between. So it gives you a detailed project plan. It is available online. Anybody can go, from the project team can go log in and then see where the project is. If there are any red flags, you can immediately identify. So with this kind of a guided approach, there is no scope, or there's very minimal scope for a project failure. So the next thing is, we talked about data capture. What information we need to feed to Oracle in order to get the information on the project plan or the configuration document that we need to get. If you look at on my left-hand side, there is here you'll tell you're going to tell what chart of account ID you're going to use, what are your key flex field segments are, and what flex field value sets are defined for each segment. Okay, and if it is a natural account, then it'll extract all the account numbers that you can define the group accounts that you wanted to group these natural accounts into, and the financial statement groups also. So on the other example, you might have 10 years, 20 years worth of data in your source system. Probably when you're implementing BI apps, you may not want to extract everything that is available in the source system. There is an initial extract start date you need to specify. That is what the first thing is. The next part is you might want to, so you're a global company, you wanted to consolidate numbers from your various companies into one single global currency. And you need to specify what currencies you want to see or you want to consolidate, and what conversion dates you want to use for each of them. Say for example, my company is based in Canada, I want to see my company numbers in Canadian dollars as well as US dollars. So I can specify the first two currencies and the conversion rate I want to use, and depending upon that, the system will configure, and every transaction that you do in your OLTP system, it will convert into these global currencies, and you can see your dashboards and reports in those global currencies. So these are all setups you need to feed into Oracle, and Oracle Accelerator system, it will give you the remaining details. Then we talked about data extraction utility. This is where it is going to help the IT architect. A typical conventional approach, the IT architect will have all his scripts ready in his on his system. He'll go and run those scripts at a client place, depending upon which system, which dashboards you're implementing. Whereas in this case, this data extraction utility, based on the feed you provide to OBA, it will give you automated scripts. You run it on your source system, it will extract all the data needed, it will create all the CSV files that you need to put it in your Informatica source directories in order to extract and transform the data into the way you want to report in your analytics application. So the next one is a configuration instructions document. Once, based on the information you fed into the system, it will tell you where to go in the DAC, and what needs to be set up, in which container you need to set up. Example, so you might be using a specific product category set or inventory category set. So those need to be set up in your DAC system. So these instructions, a step-by-step instruction will be provided by OBA to go and set up in your DAC. Okay. So we have seen the help OBA provides to a project manager, help OBA provides to a functional analyst, help OBA can provide to an IT architect. So with this, at the end of performing all these tasks, finally you run your ETL loads, and you initially said you want to implement Oracle Financial Analytics, Oracle Supply Chain and Order Management Analytics. It will tell you, okay, go and check General Ledger, Balance Sheet Dashboard, Cash Flow Dashboard, trends on order management, things like that. You go and verify, you say check, 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 you're done. At the end of it, if there are any red flags, you'll come to know systematically where the system is failing, and then you can decide a go or no go decision at the end of the project. So having said that, so what are the advantages of Business Accelerator? What it is providing us in implementing this project? It gives you an online project workspace or is a project management tool custom built for BI apps implementation for project managers. It provides a structured and guided approach. There is no way you can deviate. There are clear steps defined. You follow those steps. There are clear documents provided. You follow each and every step provided in the document. It is independent of the source system in the sense you're implementing analytics. Your source system could be anything. It could be your Oracle ERP, Jade, PeopleSoft, or SAP. irrespective of what your source system is, once you specify in your configuration tool, depending upon what source system, it will generate relevant data capture scripts and gives you in the data capture utility. So you don't need to worry, oh, this script I need to run for this source system, this script I need to run for this source system. System will decide automatically, you extract, you run that, it will extract the data, and then you're done. Okay, and so again, we have seen the tool helping in all aspects except in the DBA space. Okay, that is about OBA and its advantages. And now I would like to tell you what Jade can do, what our capabilities are in this space. Okay, so we are, as I said, we are in this business for more than 10 years. We have clients in high-tech, retail, semiconductor, social media, financial services, and we do strategic consulting. We do provide end-to-end consulting. We evaluate, if you want us to evaluate various tools, we can evaluate, recommend the tool that is best fit for you. We can understand your business and give you recommendations. We can provide you in-depth analysis on any issue that you might face. And we are specialized in implementing packaged implementation like BI apps. Again, as I said before, our e-business suite is our sweet spot. We are all e-business suite experts. On top of that, we have BI apps expertise. So we implement HRMS, financial, supply chain management, CRM solutions. We do offer data warehousing solutions. We migrate, if you want to migrate from one database to another Oracle database. We have done a couple of projects migrating customers to Oracle data warehouses. And then we do provide metadata management. We have expertise in ETL development, Informatica, Oracle Warehouse Builder, Oracle Data Integrator, etc. We have custom solutions, Jade Global proprietary solutions like a Jumpstart. It is close to BI apps, but it's much more scaled down version of BI apps. Say for example, you have OBI tech stack, you have your e-business suite source systems, but you don't want to go to BI apps, which is going to be an expensive proposition. In that case, we have a Jumpstart wherein we have our own data warehouse. We do have ETLs, which we use PL SQL routines to do the ETLs. We have materialized views to improve the performance of each of the loads and the query performance. We have this pre-built solution in the areas of SEM, finance, and HR and manufacturing areas. So if somebody is trying to evaluate, we can definitely show our capabilities in terms of Jumpstart. So we do a lot of reporting analysis. As I said, our expertise is e-business suite. If you have any Discoverer, DBI, XML publisher, BI publisher, Oracle reports, anything, we provide all those services. On top of that, we are a global company. We have offshore development centers. We do provide 24/7 support and maintenance for our customers. Okay. So finally, we are an Oracle Platinum partner. We are certified to implement BI apps using OBA. We are Business Intelligence Foundation 10 certified implementation specialist.